Hello, welcome back.
Hi.
So we are back for Ladies of the Night. We had quite a bit go on in the world of pop culture this week and some topics to dive into that I'm excited about. But we'll start with our weekly check-in of what we've done pop culture wise. What have you been up to this week? I honestly feel like I haven't got to talk to you much about anything we've been watching or reading.
I'm trying to think. I'm still not done with my book, Kiss the Villain. I think I have like 2 hours left of it. So by the time our next podcast comes around, I will be done.
Mhm.
I'm also getting ready to wrap up Love Island that ends tonight, which low key I'm excited about. I am not a fan of this season, to be completely honest. I do know it's only my second season, but I'm just not a fan of the cast this time around. So
Oh, that's
I'm
always
ready.
disappointing.
I am ready for that to be done. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it for me. What about you?
Yeah. I started rewatching Ted Lasso, so I've had that,
Love Ted
and it's
Lasso.
me too, and it's been interesting. I forgot how mean they are to Ted. Like, I remember they didn't care for him when he got there, but just some of the things have made my heart hurt because Ted is honestly one of the most purest souls. So that's been funny, and I don't like Jamie a lot in the beginning, and I didn't the first time, and it's not any better the second time. I really don't think I loved Jamie by the end of the show either, like, I liked him, but I don't know, I had different feelings about him, so I've done that. I'm still reading
They
Dungeon Crawler Carl. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say the characters they kind of grow on you. Like
Yeah, they do.
after especially like for me, it was Roy. I really wasn't a fan of like Roy at the beginning.
Mhm,
And then like obviously he grew on me. And then Jamie is kind of the same way. He really
mhm.
grew on me by the end of the series.
Yeah, they do, because even Rebecca in the beginning's not very likable, and I that is part of the point, they do kinda grow as a family, but it's funny, I guess, knowing where it ended up, seeing it from the beginning again, so that's been fun, and it's such a quick, easy watch. Been watching House of the Dragon. Last week's was pretty boring, so I'm hoping tonight's is a little more exciting. I think the only other thing I did this week, because I didn't make it to the movies at all this week, but this coming week, I'll be seeing the Odyssey twice, so that'll make up for it, but I went to a Heated Rivalry record release party.
Oh, how is that?
It was fun, and I don't think I told you about it in the sense of how out of my comfort zone it was, because I'm very shy and I don't do well with that kind of stuff, and they made you interact with other fans.
Oh, how
So
so?
yeah, so we rolled up. My friend and I got there early because it's a really small shop and there's not a lot of parking, and so we
Ugh,
figured we'd go early
if
because
there's one thing we hate, it's no
it
park.
it's no parking or not knowing the parking. So I told my friend Allison, I was like, "Can we please just go early?" Like, and she's the same way. She'd rather be early, and so we got there pretty early and we looked around. I snagged a signed Niall Horan vinyl for his new album.
Oh,
Yeah, so
nice.
that was cool. But then the party got going and there were 2 games you played. So there was bingo and you had to do a blackout and you had to go around the room and find someone. You couldn't use the same person. You had to find a different person to mark off. So some of them has seen the show more than 5 times, can recite 5 score titles off the score, can say "I love you" in Russian, had something Heated Rivalry as their wallpaper. So there was a bunch of different ones, and you had to go around and talk to people to mark off, and it got a little easier as it went on. At first, I was like, "This is my hell. Like, why am I here?" But, most of the people we met were really nice. I was able to mark off a lot of those for people, which I was a little proud of, and then after that, there was trivia, and we had to get in teams for trivia, and we had to name the teams, and so again, forcing that social interaction. By this point, I was a little more relaxed, but, I think there were 8 teams, and we were the Ottawa Centaurs, which is the team that they both end up playing for. Sorry if you're listening to this and haven't read the books. but anyway. It's the team they both end up playing for later on, and so that's what we were. Some of the other ones had really funny names too, but we ended up finishing 3rd out of 8, which the score questions are what got me because I don't know the titles of them, but the actual soundtrack, like, I can tell you every scene. But there were some of them that I knew that other people didn't, which was flattering. One of them was what year the Boston Raiders were established, and that's because it's the same year as the Bruins, and I'm a Bruins fan, so I had that. But we were 3rd, and I think we had 27 points, and then everybody after us had, like, 16 and 13, 10, so we did pretty well, and met some nice people, and I brought bracelets, and I didn't trade any bracelets, but my friend traded some of them and brought me back goodies. She's like, "I saw a girl had Connor pins. I had to get you one." And so she brought it back to me. So we had fun. I bought the soundtrack there. I got the tote bag and the little goodies and all of that. So it was a lot of fun. I definitely relaxed. And it made me hopeful for our off-campus event this coming weekend. Maybe we might meet other people too, because it is nice to meet people that have a similar interest. Like I met other people with heated rivalry tattoos too. So it was like, oh, look at us. So it's neat because outside of the internet, you don't really have places to meet other fans like that, and
Yeah.
so I did end up enjoying it, but initially I was wanting to, like, back out that door. It was I didn't know there was gonna be so much interaction, but if you won trivia or bingo, you got a signed poster. They had 2 of them. It was not by Connor and Hudson, which I think if it had been, that would have probably burned all the record stores down, people wanting them. It was Jacob Tierney, who's the showrunner, and then, Peter, who did the score. So, I mean, it was still pretty cool, but, that was the bingo winner, and then if your team won trivia, then they had you do sudden death with, like, teammates to get the poster.
Oh, okay.
Other stores, though, did a raffle for the posters, so, I don't know which I would have preferred, but and we listened to the soundtrack, so it was fun. I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited for our off-campus, Club 90s this weekend.
Yeah, that's coming up real soon.
Just a few days, so I was like, "Man, I have back-to-back, like, fictional hockey events," but
Exactly.
both of them are out of my comfort zone because even going to the raves, that's, like, outside of what I'd normally do. But, I'll have you, which helps.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I was a little proud of myself for pushing myself out there. So that was a lot of fun. That was probably my big thing this weekend. I've never gone to a fan event like that before, so it was a good time.
I've done a couple things, not like that, but I did fly to LA for a day once for a Hunger Games event. So
Yeah, it's fun. Things like that, I don't know, it's meeting other people and getting you to do something just it's a lot of fun. I mean, I've done book signings, Comic-Con stuff, but never anything like that. So I enjoyed it. It was fun, and I hadn't been to that record store before, and the staff was really nice and cute, and it was fun.
good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes. Well, so let's see, what have we had happening this week? I wrote down a lot. I know you mentioned a couple things I didn't know about, so definitely I will want to hear about Love Island when it wraps up. Even though I don't watch, I want to know the tea. So
I'll give you the
I
scoop next week.
I need the scoop and the rundown of what's happened.
I will.
Um, but yeah, you mentioned a couple things. Like you had a big one about Jennifer Lawrence that was interesting.
We had some pap photos of Jennifer Lawrence the other day, and her hair is no longer blonde. She's now a brunette again, and a couple of things I've seen on the internet think that she is filming for spoiler. She's filming for the Hunger Games for Sunrise on the Reaping that comes out in November. As far as I'm aware, everything is wrapped. So I think this
Mhm.
could be for a different project, but it definitely throws it back to like the early 2010s when the Hunger Games came out and her having her brunette hair again.
Mhm. Man, yeah, that I miss that whole era. And I know we get new things we get excited about, but things like that, we had a good couple of years with. I agree with you though. I'm pretty sure they have filmed everything they're filming unless there's any reshoots, things like that, but I wouldn't think she would dye her hair for a reshoot.
I don't
Um,
think so, because as far as I'm aware, she's just in the epilogue with
yeah, I
with
Josh.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure
I bet they wigged them for that and called it a
I
day. I bet neither of them dyed their hair again.
I don't think so. There's no way.
Not for such a short part, which, I mean, I'm thrilled,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
that,
I'm so
like
excited.
yeah. But, yeah, I bet it's for something new. Is it, like, the really dark brown, or is it a lighter brown? Because I haven't seen the pictures.
Um, it's like a lightish brown. It's not as
Okay.
dark as Katniss,
I'll have to
but
look it
it's
up.
still brunette. She looks amazing.
She had one shade of brown hair that I really liked. I think it was when she was transitioning back from the Katniss to blonde at one point, and it was one of those in-betweens. I don't maybe it was around Catching Fire. I'd have to go back and look, but I really liked that. I don't love her hair super dark personally, but yeah, she's had some pretty shades of brunette over the years. But that's cool. I'm curious because that's a big thing if she'll dye it, because wigs are a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not exactly sure what it is for. I obviously need to look into it
I
further.
was gonna say you're about to be that Jason Momoa. I don't have that information, but I will find it and get back with you or
Exactly.
whatever it is because you love her more than anybody else I know.
I'm obsessed with Jennifer Lawrence. I love her so much.
Yes.
I
I mean,
think
like,
I've met her 3 times.
yeah, Treva's done premieres and things for people
I
who don't
did.
know.
I did 2 Hunger Games premieres, and then when she did that charity event in her hometown of Louisville,
Hmm.
I a friend and I went to that, and we were first in line to greet her for that, and she
Oh.
was so nice.
I love that. She's somebody that I feel through their whole time of being famous has pretty much kind of stayed true to themselves, if that makes sense. Like, obviously, she's older, but I feel like she's stayed the same over the years in terms of she's herself. She can also be very professional. And when I say herself, like, she's goofy, she's funny. And I like that. I like somebody that's not just scripted all the time.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
We've definitely got some viral moments from her.
Yes, I used to make GIFs of them or GIFs of them, if you call them that, on Tumblr. That's actually the Hunger Games is what blew my Tumblr account up. Was I learned to GIF for the first Hunger Games trailer, and then after that, I would do the interviews, I do the press tours. Like that was what got me into like fan editing was the Hunger Games.
And now I make your gifts.
Yeah, because I don't have Photoshop anymore. I
Ah,
honestly should look into how to do it on a Mac, because this was before I had a Mac, so I did it all on PC, and it was easy. I had the program, and I haven't looked at what it would be like to convert it, but also I don't know if I would do them anymore because they were a lot of work, but it was fun. And I gifted the Catching Fire trailer when it came out, like, I was online ready to get it, and I think it ended up, like, with 40,000. I think they were called notes at the time on Tumblr, it may be
yeah.
something different, but yeah, that blew up. That is what rocketed me to, like, fandom fame on Tumblr, I don't know, was the Hunger Games. 'Cause my blog had a lot of followers, and then I ran.
You had Tumblr and I had Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was so into it. I would be up blogging into the night. It was so much fun. And then just life kind of got tiring. Because I ran a couple of blogs. I ran a Mortal Instruments blog, which was the Shadowhunter Chronicles. It's Cassandra Clare. That one had over 100,000 followers. I ran a Supernatural one. That one also very successful, close to 100,000. I did a Marvel one, and then I had a Chris Evans and a Sebastian Stan one. And I think that was it. Like, I was a busy girl keeping up with those. And just
We
like
were
we're doing, like, I'd have the events up, I'd have the pictures, like, man.
we were definitely a lot more wild in our teens slash early 20s.
Yeah, because this was, yeah, early 20s for me because I guess late teens because I was 19 when the Hunger Games came out. So, but yeah, what a throwback. But now I do a little bit of fan editing still, but like more videos than GIFs. But and then yeah, if I need a GIF of something, I send it to you.
Yep, I make
So,
it for you.
mm-hmm. But yeah, that's fun about her hair. I had not seen that this week. Let's see. We also had Taylor's wedding. So Taylor did get married. So
Yes, she
last
did.
week we were like, I don't think it's happening. And we recorded on Friday the 3rd, and then she got married that night. So we take that
Yes,
back. We were wrong.
we were wrong.
But yeah, it I still there's a part of me that still wonders if that was the real deal or if it was a second one, because it seems so big. But then again, there is an interview of her talking about not wanting to essentially filter invites, like it's
Yeah.
hard to think of who to ask and all of that, which I mean that's true. So maybe it was and they just had a big free for all. I don't know. But
Because
yeah, we were wrong.
I sent you a couple like sneaky pictures that people took inside,
Yeah.
and it looked cute.
Yeah, I didn't, assuming none of it's fake, the ones, that we looked at, which I think Daily Mail posted, which honestly, shame on whoever did it, but, and it's not, I didn't go creeping for them. I don't think you did either. Just they were blowing up over the internet. But
Yeah.
I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I know a lot of people didn't care for it, but one, it's not your wedding. Like, if she wants to do, like, they want to do what they want, do it. But I don't know. I liked what I saw, and I think considering it's a arena that I think did a good job with what you could with that kind of space, because at least the things I saw, looking at it in the blurry photos, of course, I wouldn't have realized it was Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
So, we'll see if anything ever gets released, but again, at the end of the day, that's up to her if she wants to share that or not. There's just so much parasocial behavior with fans lately. I see it in a lot of my fandoms, and it's starting to really give me the ick. I don't understand that at all. Because I mean, we get excited about people we like and things like that, but I would never just camp out of their hotel. Or there were people who flew to New York from Europe to go stand
Yep.
outside Madison Square Garden in hopes of a wedding that they're not even going to see. So I don't understand it, cuz I'm just not like that, and I know you're not. It's different if you showed up to, like, if somebody was on Good Morning America, they have that area where people can go, and this is a scheduled event they're at, and they'll meet
Yeah.
people. I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think something like that's different than camping outside of someone's hotel.
I think if they tell you the location, I think it's a little
Yes.
different than like showing
Yes.
up.
Yes.
Because that's
Yeah.
how I ended up meeting Misha Collins. Was he had posted where he was going to be. It
Mhm.
was for like a political thing. It was like years ago. And
Yeah.
when he was in Iowa, and I was like, oh, I gotta leave early. I gotta go
Mhm.
meet Misha Collins.
Yeah, definitely, like, if it's something they're expected to be at, things like that, I think that sense is okay, or if you run into them on the street. But yeah, showing up to try to creep outside Madison Square Garden and then the hotels. The hotel stuff was Hudson Williams in Paris. There was some stuff that went on. I think there was 3 or 4 times, and he stopped 3 out of the 4 to sign stuff, talk, but the last one, he pretty much just hauled it in his hotel, and, like, people went ballistic over it. And the one, he doesn't owe you every second of the day, nobody does. And then second, they're there for work and stuff, they need a break too. I've seen people get mad with similar stuff over other celebrities. Just these are 2 recent things that I've noticed. The Madison Square Garden one, though, blew my mind that people flew
Yeah,
here
I couldn't
to just
believe that.
stand outside. So I don't know. Anyway, my tangent, I'm not a fan of parasocial fan behavior because I think it's gross, and they're human and they don't owe us anything either.
They're just doing their job.
Yeah. So, but yeah, on Taylor's wedding, I guess we'll see what comes of that. But I get why they had it so private, because they were at another wedding 2 days ago,
Oh yeah.
and I guess helicopters were taking pictures.
Yeah, I've
So,
seen the pictures of her. Because
was
the
it
girl,
was it a teammate of his that got married? I don't
I don't know
remember.
I don't know who it was, but I do know that they were like, "Oh, the girl in front of Taylor
More like
looks more like
Taylor.
Taylor than Taylor."
I saw that too. So just based off that alone, like, honestly, maybe somewhere like MSG made the most sense because it was locked down like a fortress,
Yeah.
which is sad that it had to be that way, but she is somebody that people, I think, I mean, I've seen a lot of the parasocial stuff lately, but she's one that just some of it is horrific, the things that go on. So, because yeah, people go outside of, I don't know how much it happens now, but I know for a while people were hanging out in front of her apartment in New York and stuff, at least
I
during the
think they were
Eras tour.
I think they were doing that before the wedding.
Oh, were they? Yeah, I do not understand that. Just leave them alone. Like, I get wanting to see them, meet them. Like, we talked a little about people we want to meet last week or the week before. So I understand it, but I would never try to stalk somebody to meet them.
I just don't like, at least for me, it's not worth my time. Like,
No. And I don't want to be the fan that they remember basically terrorizing them.
no, like, no offense to anybody. I don't want any of them to remember me at
Mm-mm.
all. Like,
No,
I
because
just want,
more than
it's
like,
a high and bye.
yeah, more than likely, you're remembered for a bad reason. And there's some that, are good encounters that you'll hear people talk about and stuff, but I don't know. It's just I've noticed it a lot within a couple of my fandoms lately, and it's gross. But anyway, that was not on my list to go on a rant about parasocial behavior, but because there's been so much of it in the last week, I felt like I needed to comment on it.
Well, speaking off campus, we got some new photos.
Mhm. Yes, we had some Logan and Grace.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we had some pictures of a new girl. We don't know who she is. Some
Have you
people think it's
s
Ramona, some people think it's Summer.
I was gonna say, I've only seen people speculate Summer, and I don't I'm trying not to judge off a picture, but I don't get a Summer vibe. But at some of the argument I've seen was I think maybe she was talking to Dean in this. I don't know. Like, it kinda made sense what they were saying, but I don't know because Ramona would make sense to, well, assuming we're both talking about the same new girl, she was outside of the bar
Yeah.
where, like, the dean and stuff was going on, so that would make more
Hmm.
sense for Summer, but I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's it's a mystery.
But it's also
Supposedly, Summer.
fun.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to guess. Um, supposedly Summer's been cast, allegedly. I'm not gonna believe that till I see anything, but I don't know. I wondered that too. I saw things about that as well. We also had about off campus, they were nominated for some Gold Derby awards. I don't have them pulled up in front of me, but I know one of them was best literary adaptation or something along those lines. It had to do with being a book adaptation. And then Heated Rivalry was nominated for a couple things. And then, so it's like we had those, and then it's the normal stuff like Hacks and The Bear. And I actually can't remember now if The Bear was on there. So that's a fan voted one, I believe, is what it is, because I did log in and vote.
Because Ella was nominated, right?
Uh, Let me double check. Let's see.
I think she was nominated.
She was breakthrough performer.
I mean, what a time to get nominated for that and be in Paris for Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah, she was there for the Dior show. I thought she looked super cute. She has such a good energy, and I think she's really pretty. I think her style's fantastic. So that was cool to see her for that. It was for Dior. And then I
I
don't
don't know who
know.
her stylist is, but they're like spot on lately.
Yeah. Yeah. I've almost always liked everything she's had on at events. I also don't know her stylist off the top of my head, but she looked great and it was cool. Was she the only off-campus cast there?
Yeah, I think so.
I think she was. And then
Because
Adair,
Josh was at the men's fashion week like a week or two
yeah.
before, and
Yeah,
I
because
think
this
he was the only
was
one who went.
Yeah, because this was Couture Week or something. I'd have to double check it. I think that was the name of it because it was a couple different shows and it was, I think, men and women's lines, but I'd have to double check because I actually wasn't familiar with this event before. 'Cause I first saw it with Ella with Dior, and then a day or two later was Balenciaga, and I noticed that because Hudson Williams and Lily Collins both went to that, and I think they sat by each other. So I was like, did they? I don't remember. I'm
Yeah, I
telling
think
you.
so.
Okay, because I was like, I feel like this event was, like, weeks ago, and it was literally last week. I guess just my brain has absorbed too much this week, but, they looked nice too, so, it was fun, but I was like, "Oh, my worlds are colliding. All my TV shows are at this fashion event."
Yeah.
So, it's always fun to get pictures of actors and actresses you like out, so, then think that's all I've got in terms of some of our upcoming stuff, kind of our sightings of the week. We had Emmy nominations,
We did.
which we talked a little before we got on. It doesn't surprise me, and it didn't surprise you either, but Stranger Things was entirely snubbed for their final season. We've talked a little bit, we didn't love it that much, so it doesn't super surprise me, but in some ways it is sad in a way that it didn't get anything for its last season, but that had a snub. The Bear didn't have as many as but again, I don't think it was that surprising because I didn't think season 4 was that great. But Jeremy Allen White getting snubbed was interesting
That really was, to be completely honest.
because I feel like, consistently has been great every season. So I was surprised that he had a snub. I think they only had 4 awards total, 4
Yeah,
nominations.
I think so.
Let me see, I may have a screenshot. Yeah, I do.
'Cause, it
Yeah,
was like Jamie
4.
Lee Curt because it was like Jamie Lee Curtis for
Mhm.
Surprise, Rob
Guest
Ryan,
actress.
and then, Rob Reiner, right?
Guest
He was a
actor, yeah.
guest. And then we had Io?
Yes, she had lead actress, and then I'm sorry, they had more awards than that. They had directing for a comedy series, and then outstanding comedy series, but still compared to past seasons, because Eben usually would get,
For Best
supporting.
Supporting.
Yeah, and he was snubbed, but I think Jeremy surprised me the most, though.
Yeah. I'm not shocked on Stranger Things, though. Like, I feel like
No.
if anything should have been nominated, it should have been season 4, and Sadie should have got a nomination for her whole entire
Mhm.
performance in season 4.
Yeah, because she's fantastic, and while season 1 and 2 are, I think, certainly very iconic, season 4, I think, is the best season for me personally, and
I think
es
season 3 for me.
season 3 season I thought about season 3 the other day because of the 4th of July. It's like,
Mhm.
it's the 4th of July, but it'll never be the 4th of July in
It's
2019.
so true. I remember I was like, "I'm not doing anything all day. I just
I
wanna
didn't
watch
either.
Stranger Things."
I sat on the couch and literally I lived with my parents at the time, and they do a big 4th of July party every year. I did not go speak to a single person. And then I might have gone out after I finished, but at that point we thought Hopper was dead, and so I had to go be alone in my grief.
Well, supposedly, I've seen things that something might be coming on the 15th from Stranger Things.
Well, and if
It was from the Netflix account that
yeah,
commented, like, the side eye emoji, so
yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
we'll have that to talk about next week.
It's true.
I don't know if I'd want any more seasons though.
To be honest, I think I would rather have Is 11 alive or if she died? Spoiler.
Yeah.
I think I would
That
rather them just tell us yes or no.
Yeah, rather than it's left up to interpretation. This
Yeah.
isn't Inception. Get out and tell us. Does the top stop spinning? Like, no, I need to know, like, if she's alive or not. Or
It's
it
like
could be
Shutter Island, like the same. Is he crazy or is he
oh,
not
oh my
crazy?
gosh, I've even read that book.
Me too.
And yes, and
I was like, I need to know the answer, and the book's the same.
what is it with Leonardo DiCaprio and being in stuff like this where there's not
He
a
just
clear-cut
enjoys a good
answer?
mind fuck.
Yeah, he does. He's like,
Clearly,
it'll keep him talking. And then I'll be
I mean,
nominated for an Oscar. I won't win.
it's iconic, really, because it's
Yeah.
like they're good. They're good movies. When I
Yeah,
think
they
of
are.
something, when I think of Inception, and I think of Shutter Island. I'm like, these movies are fantastic.
Yeah, they
Like,
are. Yeah, they are so good. I believe Inception I have listed on my top 4 on Letterboxd. No, maybe The Wolf of Wall Street. It's one of them. It's a Leo movie, which Wolf of Wall Street, chef's kiss. I know a lot of people
I
don't
ha-
like it.
I have never seen it,
Oh, you need
which
to
is so
watch it. It
shocking
has
to
John.
me.
It's got your man.
Exactly, and Margot. I love
Yeah,
Margot.
that was the first thing I ever saw her in. But I quote that all the time. The there's a part when they're on a ship or they're on a yacht and I have no reason to even say this, but I guess it's like a vocal stem. So their yacht is in a storm and it's gonna crash and Leonardo DiCaprio goes, "Get the ludes! I'm not going to die sober." Because they take Quaaludes, because it's the night. I don't know. Maybe people still do, but it takes place in the 90s, and it's him and Jonah Hill who has these like fake teeth for the character he's playing. And then I'm not leaving. So
Oh yeah,
I've been a
we
rich
saw
man and I've been a poor man.
we definitely use
I'm
the
not leaving.
microphone.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
where he's yelling and he's angry.
yeah,
So yeah,
and he smacks the headphone. Yeah,
uh-huh. Yeah, I love it, but it's definitely not one that's for everybody. But yeah, with transitioning back to Stranger Things, I feel like it's probably a spin-off or maybe a documentary of some kind, but I guess we'll find out. But
we
it's
will.
funny about the snub because I didn't even realize it was snubbed until I saw an article. So that means my brain was not expecting a nomination. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there were a couple things I was anticipating nominations for, which was The Bear, Connor Story, which got one, and then I expected probably one for Charlie Hunnam for the Ed Gein show, and he got one. So there were a
I
couple of
do love
them.
Charlie.
Yeah, and he's really good on that. It's not accurate at all, but I mean that's typical Ryan Murphy project. And it's so funny, like I'm gonna be totally honest, I think the shows are good. They're good TV. There's stuff I don't like that he does, especially with the Menendez season. He pushed incest stuff and I was like, no. But the actors were great. Evan Peters was great in the Dahmer one. So it's just I wish they were more accurate, but the acting's always really good. And I think every season's got a nomination from someone. And so I was anticipating him. So yeah, I had a couple things that I was hopeful for would get nominated. And it's funny because Stranger Things never entered my mind.
Yeah,
So that's very telling. So I guess really I was not surprised. And then I was also not surprised that Hacks blew everybody out of the water. They
it's the last
apparent
season though.
it is the last season, and I guess they are going out with a bang. They got 24 nominations, and they broke the record for the most held for a series, which was Schitt's Creek. They had 15 one year, and then they've got 24. So, which I expect them to win quite a few of them.
Yeah,
So, I mean, good for them. I've heard it's funny. I've never sat down and watched it, but it'll be weird not having it among award season.
it'll be weird next year when we have the final season of The Bear going up against Ted Lasso
Yes,
again.
because Ted should be eligible since it airs in
Yes,
August.
that I was gonna say that's coming out pretty soon. So
Yeah, so it'll be eligible. And then trying to think maybe is something else that's going to dip off. So I think it's going to be interesting because it's going to change things up because the last couple of years, Golden Globes and Emmys both have been a lot of hacks. Now that I've say that, I'm blanking because there are others that have been there pretty consistently.
I
So
mean, we had Succession, we had Schitt's Creek. Like
mhm.
there were a lot of long ongoing shows for a
Yeah.
while.
That usually won or at least would get nominations. So I feel like we're sort of going into a transition with different
Mhm.
television. So, but I'm excited. It feels like the start of award season, even though, we have a gap from September to about December. But usually by the fall, we start to sort of get an idea of what might be Oscar contenders. So, really, I feel like September is when we're starting to get rolling. So, I cannot wait. And on that note, speaking of Oscars, we also had the Dune Part 3 trailer this week. Did you watch it?
Didn't even know it came out.
Oh my gosh, I should have sent it to you.
You
Yeah,
should
it
have.
looks good. It's based off of Dune Messiah, and essentially this is the best way I can think to describe it. Paul Atreides goes like full Anakin Skywalker.
More
So
murdering
I'm
children?
just like he's the chosen one and then ends up
Yeah.
basically, at least I felt like he was just psychotic, and I don't recall him being bald in the book, but it's been a while, but Timmy's bald in it, and that kinda shook me. I think Florence Pugh may also be bald in it. Why is everybody bald?
That ball.
Yeah, like, do you have to shave your hair off on Arrakis? Is that a thing to keep the sand out? I don't
It's
know.
gotta be.
Zendaya's not bald, so, Chani has hair, but, yeah, I'm excited for it. The book's really good, but, yeah, I saw that bald head. He's not bald, it's like a buzz cut, but he might as well be bald because Timothy
No,
has, like, big, thick hair.
it's like that Mamie's bald. He's
Yes,
torturing
big
people.
people who have hair. Yes, that needs to be the tagline for this movie.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, I'm excited. I'll have to send you the trailer. Maybe we'll see it before
Yeah.
the Odyssey.
See what?
The trailer.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah,
wait, what?
sorry, that, like, just came to me really quickly that comes out this week. I bet they do show it
Yeah.
before.
We should get a trailer for Doomsday in front of the Odyssey as well, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. And more than just the teaser, which we had a couple months ago they showed before something, which wasn't much.
we were getting clips because we had
Yeah.
Captain America, we had Thor.
Yes. I
Okay.
cannot remember what that played in front of, but yeah, we had a couple of those. So I believe you're right that we should be getting one. So I'm excited. I'm always there early for the previews.
We are going to put the timeline back on its axis. We were pushed off in 2019 with Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
That's our ongoing joke, is we're on the wrong timeline. We're about to be put on the correct one.
I hope so. But I'm looking forward to the Odyssey this week. So I'll see it Thursday night, and then I'm going to see with you on Saturday morning.
Saturday. Yep.
Our-
8 a.m.
I was going to say we're going at 8 a.m. That'll be killer. I've never gone to a movie that early.
Number one, I do like going to the movies pretty early because there's no children.
Well, and at least in my experience, for the most part, it's less crowded.
Yeah.
And there is the fun of an opening night crowd, and I'll get that on Thursday. I don't need it again on Saturday. I'm excited for it. And they've had the premiere and some events this week as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's been fun to see. I have not watched any of the interviews from the press tour, but honestly, they haven't been popping up for me. I've only seen pictures.
I've gotten a couple of John Bernthal.
Really? I mean, that makes sense.
This is like a reoccurring podcast. If it's not a podcast unless I mention John Bernthal.
I mean, I told my friend at work the other day, I was like, I think I have brought up Connor's story every week. And then we've had John Bernthal every week.
Yeah, that's me. I can't go 10 minutes without mentioning John Bernthal.
Well, and my friend John said because he texted me and said that my summer draft movie was wrong because I should have put Top Gun Maverick, and absolutely it just left my brain. But I still had Glenn and Twisters, but he said I feel like that you've been heavy on Glenn Powell, and I don't feel like I've talked about Glenn Powell that much, but maybe I
don't think
have.
so either.
No, I feel like it's been Connor.
I need a Glenn Powell summer again, okay?
I know. Glenn needs to bring us some content. I know. He hadn't been there.
What if you just called Glenn up?
Yeah, so I need
Uh,
him to bring us something or we're just gonna have to call him up.
but I did see a couple interviews with John and Lupita are paired together.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
so I've seen a couple of those, and they did bring up the fact that every single movie he or TV show he has done,
Let me
he
tell you
always
something.
has let me tell you something every time, and he's like, I know, he's like, it fit Shane with The Walking Dead, but then
Mhm.
they transition it into The Punisher, and he's like, it's even in the play I'm doing right now. I kid you not,
Is
and
it?
it's in the Odyssey as well. So I'm like, that just makes it even better.
Oh my gosh, I am going to die when he does it in the
It's
Odyssey,
a
and
meme. It's a meme that keeps on giving.
when I wonder if, or but I guess I'll pay attention on Thursday at my showing and see if anybody laughs, and then we'll have to do it on Saturday, and I'm gonna be like, "If you didn't laugh, you're not a real John Bernthal fan because you didn't catch it. You didn't understand."
Um, but I seen that where they mentioned that, and then they played a game. Him and Lupita, where the interviewer was like saying shows or movies that they've done in Spanish, and they had to guess, and Lupita fucking killed him. So,
Good for her.
but that's all
I
I've seen, and I do know the cast is going to be on Good Morning America all week, so
Okay.
I
I
did
wanna
see that as well.
s I wanna say that I think they've paired Anne Hathaway and Tom Holland together for stuff, but I have not seen any content yet, but I need to look up some, just for some reason, it hasn't entered my feed, which is unusual, but also my feed is pretty much off campus and heated rivalry.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm back on rugby TikTok for right now, so
See, and I don't have any sports, I don't have any, I guess.
I'm gonna stay in my lane.
Yeah. So I'm not complaining about my content because I'm just filling my little edit folders, but I have noticed it's pretty much kind of dwindled down to those 2 things, but and I've had some House of the Dragon, that's been coming up, and a little bit of Interview with the Vampire, but I've noticed my sports have kind of vanished and some other things that just aren't as prevalent right now. So, but yeah, I haven't seen any Odyssey stuff hardly besides
Yeah,
pictures.
those were the only ones I saw were John and Lupita.
I did see the photo shoot the cast did with the Eiffel Tower behind them up on.
Oh, yep.
I don't know what that spot's called, but it's used in a lot of commercials and movies and things like that.
I
But
think I think Jennifer did a shoot there, did she
I
not?
I think she did.
It was like controversial because she didn't have a coat on and it was like winter and everybody's like, get her a coat, get her a coat.
We'll have to look because I know I've seen this same platform thing used a ton, but the way they had them set up and then they had the Odyssey down at the bottom in French, it looked like a Lancome ad. Like
Oh god, that's
and I
great.
think I
Which is funny because Zendaya, as far as I'm still aware, is still a cover girl for them.
as far as I know she is, but yes, like I looked at it and my first thought was it looks like a Lancome ad.
That's too
Not that
funny.
they were bad pictures, it was the way they had them posed and then
Mm-hmm.
I think they had this I think it was actual letters in front of them. I don't think it was edited in and it's in French and just it looked like a Lancome ad, which is not a
That's
bad
so
thing. I like
funny.
Lancome, but I thought that was funny. I was like, "Oh, okay."
That is so funny.
And now that's all I think when I see them. 'Cause they those pictures do keep rotating a little bit, and then I think pretty much the only other stuff I've seen is I've seen some of Zendaya's outfits, and then I've
Mm-hmm.
seen an Anne Hathaway outfit here and there, and then little snippets of Tom Holland, and I've seen maybe 1 or 2 Robert Pattinson things, but that's been about it.
We're doing like back to back press tours because we have the Odyssey with
Mhm.
Tom and Zendaya, and then Spider-Man.
Well, they've already done
So
Spider-Man.
I don't think we have. Did we get an LA premiere?
They haven't done an LA premiere, but they did do some of the European stuff, so maybe it wraps up with the LA premiere here. 'Cause, yeah, that's a lot, and then Zendaya will be back out for Dune in
Dune.
probably November, I would assume, or early December. They'd start that
Well,
press tour.
I guess
Well,
depending.
is she in Avengers as
Yeah,
well?
I was just gonna say that. Are they both in Avengers? Like, because that's back to back too.
I think at least Tom is. I would have to double check. I sometimes with the Avengers movies, they wind up pouring so many people in them, I can't keep up with it. So I
I will
think
be
Tom is in it though.
I will be interested to know who will not be making it out of this Avengers film.
Okay, this is a lightning round question. If you had to sacrifice somebody for the greater good, so like somebody's got to take one for the team, and we got to let
I think
someone
I already
go.
know who, so I'm just gonna go with that person. I'm pretty sure it's
Bucky.
Bucky. Because Sebastian's going over to DC, and as far as I'm aware, we have never had a DC and a Marvel going at the same time. So I
No, because
definitely think it's Bucky.
we've had some do both, but not quite at the
Not when
same.
they're
Because
not contracted at the same time, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, but is he actually going to play Harvey Dent, or
I
is
think
that still a
so.
rumor?
I think he is playing Harvey.
Let me see. Let's see if we can find anything.
Yeah, because
But even that aside, I've also kind of suspected Bucky's probably
he's
gonna
one of the
go,
only OGs besides Thor and Bruce.
and I don't foresee them killing off one of them for some reason, and I can't explain.
We still have another Thor
Bucky will,
movie.
yeah, and
So
Bruce just pops up too much here and there.
if anything, I think they would kill both of them in Secret War.
No, they have him listed for the Batman 2 Harvey Dent / Two-Face, so I think it is on. Because you know how stuff like that is? I never felt like I saw a concrete source reporting it, and so I was skeptical.
So I think it's
But
Bucky.
yeah,
Sorry, all the fangirls out there. I am so sorry.
Bucky will
His time,
hurt. Because
his time
Bucky's,
will come.
he's been around for so long. Yeah, that will hurt.
He's like one of the OG. Like
Yeah.
we have him and we have Thor and we have Bruce. That's pretty much all we got.
Well, I mean, Hawkeye, Clint's technically still alive. Just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like we would ever see him in action again. But maybe.
I
Well,
mean,
and
we could call him back up.
well, and I also still don't think Wanda's dead.
No.
That's just me. I don't think she's dead.
I don't think so. Because we still have Secret Wars after, and that's like an
Mhm.
all-out battle. Because I'm pretty sure rumor has it Tobey Maguire's back, Andrew Garfield's back for that one.
I don't know. I'm ready. It's crazy to think some of these things felt so far away, and here we are rolling up on them.
I feel like we've got a lot building up to it though. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
at least with Endgame, it felt like we were building towards something bigger. And like obviously we had the end goal of meeting Thanos.
Mhm.
And then we had all these other characters come into it. I don't know. For this, it just feels like it's kind of just jumbled, maybe.
Yeah, and what what came out after Fantastic Four? Was that the last movie there's been, or was there one more?
I don't think so.
I think. Let me see. I think Fantastic Four might have been it.
Because I didn't go watch Fantastic Four, so I don't think I've been there to
It
see
was
anything else.
okay. It was the last because I was trying to think about the post-credit scenes, and because last year we got Captain America: Brave New World,
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, and then Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four ended with Doctor Doom in, I guess, the living room of Sue and Reed. I was like, I want to say Pedro. Reed's apartment, and he's talking, or he's there with their baby, and that's where it cut off. So I guess that does kick into this.
Like, I just feel like we have so many missing variables. Like,
Yeah, because I feel like, and maybe it's been a little bit since I've watched some of the most recent ones, but well, Thunderbolts, I guess, ends with a little bit of a tie-in, but it's with Fantastic Four. It's not
Yeah, because
so
they're coming to
much.
us.
Yeah, so it's not so much a setup for Avengers. I don't know, I feel like with the first couple of phases, we had a lot of like, the post-credit scenes were adding up like a puzzle leading up, and I haven't felt
Yeah.
that with the more recent ones, with the
I'll
exception
be
of Fantastic Four. I feel like that one was, like, a pretty
I
obvious, "Here we go."
I am excited to see the OG X-Men now.
I am too.
As
As much
Jennifer
as
Lawrence's nephew would say, "The real X-Men."
the real X-Men, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I loved the prequels for X-Men,
No,
or
they were really good, don't get me
at least
wrong, like, they're so
but
good, but I don't
but
feel like
nothing hits like the originals.
yeah, like, having Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, like, in it is
Mhm.
just
Yeah. Um, I have a confession to make. Speaking of X-Men,
have you never
when
seen them?
no, I have, but I had not seen the originals when X-Men First Class came out, so I watched that not kn so I have 2 confessions. If my friend Katie listens to this, she's gonna know where this is going. Both things, actually. So, one, I didn't know anything about X-Men prior to that. I did not grow up in a house that had superheroes and stuff like that. My only little bit of dabble with superheroes was the original Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey,
Toby?
and then I did see the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I had not seen the original, like, 90s Batmans prior to that, or I don't even call them originals, but you know what I mean, the older ones.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know anything about X-Men, and I wanted to see it because Nicholas Hoult was in it, and I just to this day, I still think he is one of the prettiest men I've ever seen, and then Jennifer Lawrence was in it. And so this was getting ready for Hunger Games to come out and all of that, so that's why I wanted to go. So I went. I did not know that Professor X ended up in a wheelchair, and I was shook at in the theater. And then it opened up a whole new world for me. So then I went and watched all the other X-Men, and then I really hardcore shipped Charles and Eric and had like a Cherrick tag on my Tumblr. I would look for fan fiction. And I'm not the only one. Like, this was a whole big thing, especially on Tumblr. And yeah, I went through like a whole full blown like Charles and Eric phase with like shipping.
I can't.
I think that may be one of the only times in my whole life that I've shipped something that wasn't canon. But yeah, so there's a Cherrick tag on my Tumblr, and that was a time to be alive.
That's hilarious. You know, my first Marvel movie
What was it?
was the very
Blade?
first Marvel movie, Blade.
Which I have not seen still.
Oh my god. The first one and the third one are like the best. If I had to pick one to watch over and over again, I would pick the third one, but the first one is
Mhm.
also really good.
I'll watch them at some point because I have slowly over the years tried to go back and watch some of the older things that knowing they're not, and I'm not saying Blade's not good, but an example that I was thinking of was I had never seen Daredevil with Ben Affleck, and I went back and
I
watched
have
it.
never I've never seen that.
Lord have mercy. There is a fight scene. I'll find it on YouTube and send it to you, but I see it made fun of all the time. And then I think Jon Favreau was Foggy. I'm I'm pretty sure he's Foggy. Let me
I'm
double
pretty
check.
sure he is. I'm
I'm pretty
sure
sure
he is
he's
now that you
Foggy.
said that.
I was like,
Listen,
what?
I will be completely honest, I'm not a big Ben Affleck fan, so
No, I'm
I
not. This is a TV show. I'm not either, but it was one of those things I was just like, I'll just kind of not really, pay attention.
there's a couple people I'm not big fans of. He's one. Matt Damon is another one I'm not a huge fan
Well,
of. So
they
going to
come
see
as a
the Odyssey,
pair.
I can't wait to see spend 3 hours with Matt Damon.
Yeah, but we have so many other people too.
It is true.
Okay, yeah, here was some of the cast. So Ellen Pompeo was Karen Page. Kingpin was Michael Clark Duncan.
Okay.
Jennifer Garner obviously was Elektra, and then
Mm-hmm.
Ben Affleck was Matt Murdock. Yeah, those are the main ones looking at it that stick out. I've actually never seen The Incredible Hulk, the early
Eric
2000s
Norton.
ones. Yeah, I have not seen those, and they're on my list of things to go back and look at eventually, but there are some of the older ones that I think slap. Like, I love The Fantastic Four with Chris Evans.
Those are so good.
I love them, and I know they get shit on all the time, but I love them. I watch them kinda regularly.
So, a question. So when you watched Captain America and they showed Liv Tyler, did you know she was from Eric
Mhm.
Norton's?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I did know that, just because, like, I know who's in it, I know the character names, I
Okay.
just had not seen it. So, and then same with, didn't Wesley Snipes have a cameo in something recently, Marvel?
Deadpool.
Deadpool, that's what I thought, yeah, and
Yeah,
like,
because
I
he was
haven't
Blade.
seen yeah, I haven't seen that, but I knew what it was.
Yeah, because
So,
because I don't like to read spoilers before I go.
me either.
When I go with Jacob, Jacob likes to read spoilers before he
Yeah.
goes.
I have another
So
friend that does
so
that.
he already knew that Wesley was going to be in it. I had known because it was spoiled completely before
That
you
Chris
went that Chris
Evans, right?
Evans, but I was not expecting to see Wesley Snipes there, and I was so excited to see Blade. Like
Yeah.
Shelby knows, like I am obsessed with Blade. Like
Mhm.
so good. I was waiting for the new movie to come out.
Well, and
He's
she's
getting
heartbroken
scrapped.
every time there's a delay, a script problem, and I always send them to her, and I'm like, "I'm sorry. You will get Blade one
It's
day. It just won't be
not in my
today."
lifetime.
No, probably not. Yeah, no. I was trying to be nice and sugarcoat it, but we will
Oh
probably not
no.
see Blade in our lifetime.
And Mahershala Ali was going to be Blade, and
Yeah.
he's so
Well, and
good.
Kit Harington was gonna be in it too, remember, from Eternals?
Oh yeah, because he played. I can't remember his character's name, but he's the
Yeah.
Black Knight.
Yeah, yeah. And then, in
See,
Eternals,
again,
as far as I know, is, like,
these things
scrapped.
don't fit in.
No. Well, and then we have Harry Styles as Eros, and that's never gonna go anywhere anymore. I think Eternals personally got shit on too much. It's not a
I don't
bad
think
movie, it's just
they didn't
different.
they didn't have enough press on it. Like
No.
for other Marvel movies, they like push that. They're like,
Yeah.
here's this, and this, and then our Eternals did not get that
Mm-mm.
whatsoever.
No, and I don't feel like it was advertised well either, and then it is a very different film, but I feel like it's nice when they're a little different instead
It's
of just big action movie every
Yeah.
time.
I think what they should have done for me personally is because there's so many of them, they should have started out with a TV show. We were
Yeah.
introduced to each character in an episode, and then you let it up to that movie.
Mhm.
Is how I would have done it personally.
Yeah, it's because especially when you have so many different characters, it's a lot to squeeze into one movie. Because sometimes I think that with book adaptations, I actually had said to someone not too long ago, why is it always a TV show? You know, why did we stop putting them in movies? But there are some things that I agree with you that they are developed a little better through TV, and then we move it into a movie with something like
Because,
the
like,
MCU.
yeah, because obviously we were introduced to Wanda and Vision throughout it, and then they got their own TV show, which was
Mhm.
great. We already had that established with them.
Yeah.
But something like the Eternals and there being so many characters, like I
Mhm.
literally can't name any of them to you right now. Like
I can tell you most
that
of the actors, but not the character names anymore. Yeah.
that's something that should have started as a TV show and then worked its way on to film.
Mhm. Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, yeah, I've said it before, I don't think it's a bad movie. I think people were hard on it, I think there was a lot going on, and,
That's about like Captain Marvel. Like I don't think those are bad.
no, and it gets so much hate,
Do
and
you remember way back when we had to watch Captain America and the first Thor? Okay, those are not great.
no, and I think both of them actually, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm sorry because I know Thor's your favorite. I don't like the first Thor movie. It never grew on me. The first Avenger has grown on me over the years, but I still to this day don't like the first Thor movie.
I will only watch Iron Man, Iron Man 2, and I will watch the Avengers. That is the only thing I watched out of phase 1.
I occasionally will do the first Avenger, um, then the Avengers. And I don't mind the Iron Man movies, but they're not my favorite, and I couldn't tell you why. It may just be that I like other characters, and so their movies excite me more. Like, I do love Tony, but those aren't ones that I watch very often. The one I probably watch the most is The Winter Soldier.
I think I do, they show it a lot on TV. They do Civil War a lot, and,
Mhm.
like, as soon as we hit that fight scene, I'm, like, locked in. I'm like,
Um,
"Don't talk to me for the rest of the day."
Speaking about Civil War, why don't you tell everybody what you were originally?
I'm Team Tony.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Listen,
Mhm.
I really like RDJ, okay? What do you want me to tell you?
Wait, are you still Team Iron Man?
Uh,
Because I
not so
thought
much
you're
anymore. Like no. So like I agree with certain things that Tony wanted, yes, but did I agree with him fully? No.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm never gonna forget the day I found out you were Team Iron Man.
I'm sorry. I like again, I really like RDJ.
Were you Team Edward or Jacob for Twilight?
I was Team Jacob.
Oh my god!
Like, listen, I like the thought of like being a vampire forever, like great, fine. Do I want to spend it with Edward? Fuck no. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
but
listen to fucking classical music. And he's like hard as a rock. Okay, no, thank you.
yeah, but some people could argue that's a good thing. Bella, you're delaying
I mean,
it.
I guess. Listen, if I had to pick between those two, it's going to be Jacob. It's forever and always going to be
Mm-mm.
Jacob. I don't give a fuck how much Edward sparkles.
No, I
It
can't.
does.
I
It
can't
does.
handle Jacob.
It does nothing for me. Okay, but if I get to pick Emmett or Jasper, I'm going to pick one
Yeah.
of them instead. Okay.
No, Emmett and Jasper were 100% my favorites. I mean, I was Team Edward, but I liked Emmett, Rosalie, Jasper, and Alice a lot more. I was very interested in their stories more so. I guess just because of the
Yeah.
histories and things like that. But we at least with the Summer I Turned Pretty aligned Team Conrad. And then
Yes.
I think that's it. I think those are the only like well, and we don't for Vampire Diaries.
We do not. I am very
No.
much Team Damon. Okay.
And I'm Stefan.
I did switch sides a little bit when we had Ripper Stefan, but then I came back to Damon. And I don't think, did we agree on the originals? Because I was Elijah.
The originals is hard for me because I love Elijah as a character, but I honestly really love Klaus. And I never really thought that would happen, at least on the Vampire Diaries, and then started the originals and I ended up really liking Klaus. Like I was a big Klaus and Caroline shipper,
Yeah, I was as well.
but I really liked Elijah. I liked him and Haley together. Um
I'd never finished the originals, to be completely honest.
The ending made me mad. It would probably make you mad too. I was
Probably.
very disappointed with it. So, but that took a turn.
I'm so sorry for everyone that's upset. I was Team Iron Man.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big sin. We can put a poll on Spotify, and I might put a poll this week and
I'm
see
sorry.
who's
I
Team
already know
Iron
I'm
Man
gonna
and who's
lose,
Team Cap.
which is completely fine.
You'll own that
Okay.
loss.
I will. And again, in my defense, I just really love RDJ.
I mean, that's
Okay.
fair. Well, and he also, he had Natasha, he had Spider-Man, but no, Captain America was my favorite Marvel character for the longest time, so I was definitely loyal to Steve Rogers, and then you had Bucky and, like yeah, I don't know.
Wanda.
Oh, yeah, we do have Wanda,
I mean,
yes.
he had a great team, I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm. It's funny that that was the first introduction, though, of Peter, Tom's Peter,
Uh,
Civil War. I remember, one of my friends was upset that there wasn't, even though, like, we get why, but that there wasn't a Team Thor because Thor is her favorite character, so she was Team Cap, just kinda, like, by, like, no other choice.
I promise I don't agree with everything that Tony did and said, okay? I'm owning up to that. I just really liked Pretty Jenny. Don't judge me.
I will not, because you 'cause you've sort of changed your ways a little bit now,
Definitely,
but
yeah.
Team Jacob, I just
Oh my
But
god.
we will say outside of that, that we liked other characters, so
Do
that's
I
fair.
like, if I have to pick, I'm picking Jacob.
Jacob's just so, I mean, I was gonna say he's whiny, but Edward's whiny too, but I don't know, just the whole werewolf thing just doesn't do it for me.
That sounds like a personal problem for you, okay? Don't
Yeah,
read
so
those
that's why I
type
don't
of
want
books.
Jacob. Well,
Don't
no, I mean,
read
that's
those
not,
type of books.
I was trying to think. Well, no, I have read another book that essentially they're not vampires and werewolves, but like close enough. It's from Blood and Ash. And actually, no, the one that is like a vampire, I like better. The other one, I like him, but as a friend for the main girl. And it's not quite a throuple situation. But anyway, it's like you just have to read them to understand it. But
Eventually, it's on my list. I'll get there.
yeah, there's a lot of them, and we're still waiting, so but we have gone over an hour, so do we wanna wrap up and spin our wheel?
Yeah, go for it.
We had a lot to cover, though, this week, and we had to make sure to get our John Bernthal and our Connor story out for the week, because apparently we have to
It's true. I
bring it
can't
up
wait to
every
tell you.
time.
I can't wait to tell you what John's up to next week.
I know, but I don't know, we adore them. So if there's a reason to bring them up, and John has a movie coming out, and Connor got an Emmy nomination, has only been an actor for less than a year, pretty much. So good for him.
Yeah,
So okay,
he's got 2 movies. He's got 2.
what's the other one?
Spider-Man
Spider-Man. Oh yes, my
and the
gosh,
Odyssey.
that's right. I forgot. I was like, wait, what have I
How does
missed?
one forget Frank Castle?
I was thinking about Connor's stories. That's why.
I don't think we can
And
continue this podcast anymore.
because I forgot about John.
Yeah.
Okay, our wheel. We talked about a lot of different things. What do we
We
want to spin on
did.
today?
Should we do Twilight?
Let's
Since
do
we're
let's
on
do
that.
Twilight. Kick it back. At my party on Friday, my friend was talking about how when I was trying to get her to read Heated Rivalry, I was like, "Look, Allison, I haven't felt a high like this since Twilight." And I told her that months ago, and she brought it up again last week, and it's true. So it is
Well,
nice to have a
hopefully you get it on Tuesday with the Gilded Blade.
I hope so. Oh my gosh, we didn't even get to talk about that. That's okay. We will talk about it though next time if we've
When
read
we're
a little
together.
bit. Yeah, when we're together. So, okay, Twilight. Hopefully the wheel does not give us a repeat. If it's a repeat from a few weeks ago, maybe we'll do it. We'll see what we get.
Okay.
It was the most likely to survive a horror movie. Do you
Well,
want to
they're
respin?
vampires.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're vampires and werewolves, so I don't feel like that's a fair one.
Technically,
see what-
they already faced Valtorre. That is a horror movie.
Yeah. When Aro's little thing. It did it again. I'm so sorry, people. I need to work on our wheel because it's got a bunch of things and it keeps
Maybe we need to
picking.
take them off, like write them down and like take them off.
Yeah.
Speaking of I and the breaking down part 2, when Carlisle's head gets ripped off, it's like the gasp heard around the world. I remember being like, and then I looked at my sister and I was like, this isn't in the book.
It really was the gasp heard around the world. I remember sweating in the theater.
At midnight. That's when we still had midnight premieres.
Well, and 2, also, I feel like at a certain point, I was like, if we have to let someone go, I guess Carlisle's fine. And then Jasper went next, and I was like, oh my God. So,
Sorry,
which
back
was
to our
like,
wheel.
Back to the Wheel. When I did oh my god, it made me think of when Edward pulls up and Angela lowers her camera and says that. I don't know if my brain subconsciously said it like Angela, but we have best friend material. My answer right off the bat, Alice.
I'm gonna go Emmett.
Emmett. Emmett would be a fun friend.
I mean, he would literally be the best friend, I feel like.
Yeah. I think he would be very fun to hang out with, easy to talk to. Alice, I think, is the type of person that's always got your back. She'll take you shopping. Um, I think she'd be fantastic. So I think, yeah, both of those easy answers.
Exactly.
We thought a lot about this over the years. Twilight, it's just I can
There's
answer
no
many
question.
things about Twilight.
We do not need a second to think about it. We know these characters like the back of our hands.
No, and it's even though I haven't read them in a long time, I feel like it's still just yeah. So, well, next week we will be filming together and
We will.
assuming there's no flight problems, anything like that, because that's always a fear in the back of my head. But we'll film in person. I think maybe we might do a little bit of more of off campus in some way. Maybe find like we'll talk about, maybe do a lightning round of like favorite book, favorite guy, favorite couple, something fun because we're going to the rave. Then we will touch on The Gilded Blade by Jennifer Lynn Barnes because it comes out this week. And
Yes.
then I want to hear about Love Island from Treva, even though I've
Good
not
luck.
watched it. I just want the tea. I want to know what happens. So, anyway, we went way over today, but lots of fun things to talk about. And I guess that's all we have. So, we
We'll
will
see you next week.
next week live from our hotel room.
Yes.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.